Well, hello. Hi, dear team. My name is Akash Malhotra and I'll be your financial analyst for today's session. I welcome you on behalf from Olymp Trade financial analyst team. Dear traders, it's lovely to meet you after a very long time. I'm very excited for today's special webinars. In fact, I had a lot of market news for you. I will be talking about the financial market, especially we have a lot of trading ideas, especially for this week in the next week as well. We'll be talking about the financial market starting from the beginning, and we'll try to understand how to work up with the different trading strategy. In fact, for today, the trading strategy that we'll be working on with would be the barcode strategy. This is one of my favorite trading strategy, and it's been used for the shorter time frame especially. This trading strategy, if let me know, dear team, how many of you have a starter status, advanced status, and expert status. For you, for some of the clients, they might be having starter status. They can put a symbol there as a negative, and for those clients who have starter, advanced, and expert status, they can plus a plus symbol in the chat window. I will be reading all your comments. It's been exciting complete week for me. I've been seeing the market performance from last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I was not there to guide my clients in the last couple of weeks, but I'm finally back in here and I'll be regular from today onwards, especially regarding the webinar. Everything will start learning from the scratch itself. Now, as a financial analyst, my main objective is to help my client understand financial market in much more better way. And we will be using amalgamation of both the techniques, which is technical analysis and fundamental analysis. I'll tell you what precise things will be required for us to make a good amount of profitable trades. Let me know how was your week, your complete week. I wanted to know from starting from the beginning of this week. Today is Friday, and tomorrow the majority of the asset will be closed because the financial market will be closed for tomorrow. I wanted to know how was your trading experience in the last week, and were you able to make a good amount of profit or not? On which trading strategy you find more useful in terms of trading? I'll be reading your comments. Make sure if you have any doubt regarding anything at all, please write down your questions in the comment window. I'll be love to read every comment step by step. Okay, so we have one comment in here. Mr. Meme Zone said, "Hey, hi sir, Mr. Meme, how are you doing?" Okay, and since we are talking about the financial market, I'll be in the first half. I'll be trying to giving you some market insights. What are the upcoming or potential entry points lying ahead for us, especially for today, and what would be in the future perspective, where could be a good market momentum, profitability can be gained. I will be discussing everything in detail. With respect to the financial market, next week is one of the best news, one of my favorite news will be releasing up, and probably I'll be taking trades in the next week during the non-farm payroll time. Some of you might know, some of you don't know. Once in every month, the non-farm payroll is being released by US, and this is an amazing data to work up with. I do have one theory which we have crafted. We have crafted a simple table. Based on that table, majority of the time the financial market works accordingly, almost 70 to 80% of the time. So I'll tell you what would be the different areas where we'll be maximizing our profitability on. Okay, so let's start with the first of all the market analysis. If you have any questions, make sure you type into the chat window. I'll be reading your comments. So let's begin our conversation for today. Let's start with one of the beautiful asset, if you will see. It's gold. I was having conversation with my clients a couple of weeks earlier, and we were talking about what could be the very good entry point for gold. Since in the financial market there was a very good market momentum happened to be there, and there was a very good probability for gold to rise, and in fact it is rising right now. Mr. Edwin, we have another comment. Mr. Edwin said, hello, hi sir, Edwin ji. Mr. Mohammed Nadeem, he is my old client. Sir, aap kaise hain? I'm doing great, Mr. Nadeem. Thank you very much for asking. Okay, so let's start our conversation. So if you will see on my screen, it's a gold asset. The prices of gold, if you go ahead and check it on 1 day graph, you will see the prices of gold. The highest price for gold, it was 2070. It was very close to 2070 level. Now since this level was been reached last 3 times, and there would be a fourth opportunity for us. If you will see this, now whenever there is a financial crisis in the financial market happens to be there, gold is called as the safest haven. People tend to buy gold more during the crisis time. This time the value of gold has been increasing, and it's been very close to its all-time high level 2062. Now if you will see or watch it very closely, let me zoom it in. Existing price for gold is 2036, and if you will see this is the red line which has been showing a pending order which I have selected for the price of 2060. As soon as this price touches 2060 level, there will be a good opportunity for gold to crumble down, since it is a very good level of resistance here. So the market momentum from these price to the highest price level can act as a very good level. So if the gold started rising, there will be a lot of selling pressure. As soon as it started rising, there will be a selling pressure going on the gold. So starting from these price level, there is a very good chances for the gold to decrease. And in fact, I did open up a trade on gold into the downward direction, but the problem was when I was checking it into the history window, instead of checking it, I just pressed on the close option. Unfortunately, it happened. So yeah, we ended up making like some sort of profitability on gold. But the best part about gold is, since gold is on the highest side, let me give you a little brief introduction about this. Now since gold is on the very highest side, it was very close to the higher level, there was a possibility for gold to crumble down, which in fact is happening right now. Gold varies inversely proportional to the variation in USD. That means if the gold prices is decreasing right now, it will be impacting US market, especially USD, and it might be increasing. And if you will see it, it's increasing right now. And that's what I did. There was a very good probability for gold to tumble down, and at the very moment I took the trade in USD JPY, I took the trade in upward direction because the market momentum was following the same direction. I used the moderate set of multiplier in this situation of 100, and it is giving us a little profitability here, which is amazing for us. This is one of the good news which is there for us. The second news that you will see is the value of Brent. Now, I wanted to know how many of you know or understand how to work up with the economic calendar, because there will be a little trick I'll be teaching you for today. If some of you clients don't know anything about economic calendar, that's completely fine. If you want, let me know in the comment window. I will be having a conversation. We'll have a complete dedicated session specially on this in case if you want it. Let me go through your comments once again, dear team. We have a couple of more comments in here. Mr. UK Hindi vlog said, Hindi mein bolo sir. Sir, I would love to speak in Hindi, but this is a global channel and all the conversation in this specific channel will be done in English, since majority of our audience in the global term English has been mostly used, and that's why we are having the conversation in English. In case you want special webinars dedicated in your regional language, which is Hindi, you can go ahead on Olymp Trade India, search in the YouTube platform Olymp Trade India, subscribe in there, and you will see all the major news releases. Some of my colleagues do take live webinars. They are conducted on Tuesday and Thursdays respectively. So you can join it and get to know about that. Okay, Mr. Unel said, hello, Mr. Unel. Mr. Gidwan said, can you briefly tell me how to open up a trade in FX? Which strategy should a beginner try with before exceeding? Seriously, I get an issue when it comes to FT than FTT. You mean to say that Forex, right? Now Forex, it's an amazing when, so I basically suggest my client to open up the trade in fixed time trade with 1 to 5% of the capital that you have in your live account, so that the risk factor shouldn't be higher than that. The second thing is, when you try to take a trade with forex, you have to understand how the multiplier works or the leverage works. There is a special section dedicated for our department to all the new beginner clients. You can go ahead on the help option, go to help center and type in forex in here. All the news article will be written specially in here. You will see forex. There will be a complete guide on forex, how to close a trade in forex, how the multiplier works, what are the market trades. Everything is been written in here. See, forex mode, FTT and forex both are being differentiated. Now, because like in FTT the risk is complete there, the 100% risk factor is there, but in forex you have an option to close your trade anytime if you want to, and that's the beauty of it. And if you'll see one of my trades, okay, it's been closed automatically, I believe. It's because of the trailing stop loss which I have selected in this situation. That's one of the reasons why the trade was closed. Okay, if you will see this magnet symbol, that means the trade was closed because of the trailing stop loss. Okay, so Mr. Gidon, I would personally suggest you to go to this help option and go to forex, because like if we have a personal consultation about forex, in case some of the clients might be having a starter status, advanced status and expert status, especially I will recommend advanced and expert status client to schedule a one personal one-on-one session with the financial analyst. Trust me, it will be helping you a lot by a great margin, because every person's experience can differ. There will be some parts to cover, and as an analyst, our main objective is to cover all the fundamentals, may it be like the technical analysis or fundamental analysis. We'll be covering all the part. And trading is such a diverse topic. It's very difficult to teach everything within half an hour or a complete hour, but I will try my level best to teach you everything from the scratch itself. Okay, so Mr. Deepak Nisa said asset correlation. Asset correlation is amazing. As I told you, whenever the price variation in the gold happens to be there, it's inversely proportional to the variation in the USD. So every currency associated with the USD must be increasing right now. If you will see, the USD was actually increasing. And if you'll let me give you an example. So let's go ahead and check if any pair associated with USD, whether it is increasing or not. So we'll go ahead with USD and CHF. See, it's increasing because the gold is decreasing, and that's one of the reasons why the USD CHF is increasing right now. Mr. Narayana said use system than mobile. Sir, we have been practicing these things since the majority of the traders are on the mobile devices, and that's why we thought like this would be a very unique approach. We also have an analyst who basically take webinars in especially desktop mode only. This is a very unique experience that we are trying to optimize our platform, and to conduct the webinar, since majority of the traders are mobile device users. Okay, so Mr. Nikhil Reddy said AUD JPY. I didn't get your question, Mr. Reddy. Please, if it is possible, please clarify your question once more for me. Mr. Unain Bill said FTT mode. Sure, sir. Today we'll be talking about fixed time trade. In fact, the name of the stream, if you will see, it's a BARCODE strategy. For today, we'll be working out with the BARCODE strategy, and we'll try to make some good amount of profitable trades in my trading account. Let me tell you before moving ahead with the consultation or the webinar part. Dear team, it's been more than 5 years for me that I'm working here with Olymp Trade as a financial analyst. So if you'll see the funds which are visible in my account, these are my own funds. And I would like to inform you that the trading in the financial markets involves a high risk and may lead to partial or complete loss of invested funds. I would also like to inform you that actions performed by me on my trading account are based on my experience, which has been more than 5 years, and repeating these actions, you act at your own discretion. So if you are trying to copy my trades, first of all, I would like to suggest you there would be a little delay between the opening trades, and that might be one of the reason. Even if you try to copy my trade, there will be a possibility that the trade can go for the toss, right? So instead of that, I would like you to just analyze the market and you act at your own discretion, right? Let's move ahead with the strategy. I'll tell you what would be the trading strategy for today. So I would love to tell you for today, we'll be trying our trades with one of the simplest trading strategy, if you will see, and they have been absolutely created by our create your team. So for today, we'll be targeting our trades from the barcode strategy. It's one of the simplest trading strategy. In case, let me know, dear team, how many of you have an advanced status, expert status, or starter status? For those clients who have advanced and expert status, you can put a plus symbol in there, and if you have starter status, you can go ahead and put a minus symbol in the chat window itself, so that I can understand, and I will teach you how to craft the strategy under the different circumstances. Okay, so Mr. Unen Bill said, which strategy do you use most in your transactions? I want to use it too. They will be completely based on the existing market conditions. So basically there are two ways to take a trade. So the first one is the with trend approach, and the second one is counter trend approach. Now what does it mean by with trend approach? With trend approach means that if you'll see any time when the market moves, it never follows a single direction trend. It rises, then tumbles down, it rises, falls down, rises and falls down. These are the different ways how the market moves. And taking a trade with the trend, that means if it is following upward direction trade, we took the trade with the trend, that would be call it as with trend approach. Whereas if you will see, we wait for certain periods when the market try to switch its position from the existing level. We call this approach as counter trend approach. When the market started rising, we wait for it. Once we start, there is a reversal pattern happens to be here. I will see the confirmation from candle and indicator itself, and then we take a trade in the opposite direction. That is what we call it as a counter trend approach. Okay, let's get on with this conversation we have. Let's apply the trading strategy first, and then I'll go ahead with your comments one by one. We also have a couple of more comments in here. Mr. Abhilash. Hi, Mr. Abhilash. He is also one of my client, Mr. Abhilash. I'm very happy to see you once again in the special YouTube webinar. Mr. Athav said hello, Mr. Athav. It's lovely to see you. Okay, as I told you, the trading strategy that will be targeting our trades will be the barcode strategy. If you will see this A symbol, this is a technical analysis symbol. Mr. Gidon said minus. That means, sir, do have a starter status. I'll tell you how to use or craft this trading strategy, Mr. Gidon. Don't worry about that. So you can go ahead and click on this A symbol. This is a technical analysis symbol. And then you switch to the strategies section. Scroll it down and you will see barcode trading strategy, which will be available in here. Click on the barcode strategy. Click on the enable option and everything will be applied automatically. If you'll see, there is a demarker written in here. That's the name of the oscillator which will be used in this trading strategy. If you click on this option, you will see a YouTube tutorial which will show you how this trading strategy works. So let's enable this trading strategy. Once we enable this trading strategy, you will see demarker. There would be 3% level, 50%, 30% and 70% level. Now these are derived by the demarker oscillator which is selected for the period 1. Now what does it really stands for? It is checking the existing variation in the candle. Alright, we were a little late to open up a trade on this one, and that's why I'm using a little risk-free trade in here. I think we should have went with 1 minute duration trade. Because the demarker oscillator was actually pointing into the downward direction, and there was a good moment for the market to move into the downward direction. A little higher expiration time I thought of. Instead of selector, I selected 1 minute duration, but it was 15 seconds duration. Okay, let's go ahead and analyze this trading strategy once again. This is a demarker oscillator. The central line or the reference line that you are seeing is the 50% line. If the bars are pointing in upward direction, that means trend is in upward direction. If the bars are below 0.5% and crossing this 30% line, 0.3% if you will see, it's a downtrend happening. Okay, these are the two market momentums that you will see. Now the drawback of this strategy is, since it has been used on the mostly volatile time frame, make sure never open up a trade on the doji candle itself, because if the candle is doji, that means a lot of buying and selling happening within a very shorter time frame, and sometimes it's very difficult to analyze whether the market will move or not. We'll start with the small amount and then we'll keep on increasing the amount and we'll try to recover our funds accordingly. We will be also using martingale approach. If some of you know what martingale approach is, that's completely fine. If you don't know, so martingale approach is an approach by which you can recover entire losses that you had in the last 3 trades or 4 trades. I usually use martingale approach till 4 steps, but make sure once you are following martingale approach, we'll start with the very small amount or the fine capital. That is for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to understand what this trading strategy looks like. This is a demarker oscillator. As soon as you see there is a doji candle formation. Whenever the doji candle formation happens to be like this, there is an option which we will be able to determine the trend reversal, whether it is happening or not. So doji candle happens, and soon after that there is a green candle formation, and we'll look out for the confirmation from the demarker oscillator. Demarker oscillator is actually pointing us in upward direction, and we could have taken a trade in upward direction exactly at this moment. Okay, a doji candlestick formation happens to be here, and we have a bar which is pointing us in upward direction. That's not a very good signal, right? Let's skip the trade. Let's change the asset. Okay, this one is pointing in downward direction, the candle is green. So both signals are contradicting each other. We'll skip this signal and use another one. We had an opportunity. It's better to catch the signal at the very beginning. I took a trade on this one, but if you catch the signal at the very beginning or the beginning of the candle, that would be very easy for you in terms of making the profit. Mr. Atharva said hello. Hello, Mr. Atharva. This is the trade which we have taken in our trading account following this, because it was pointing us in upward direction. It would be way feasible for us if we could have catch the signal at the very beginning, but we are still not late. We took the trade for 2 minutes duration. Now this trading strategy can be used for 1 minute graph and 1 minute expiration time, but if you are seeing a lot of negative results at the specific moment, I would suggest you to increase your expiration time. Couple of candles more will do no harm. If you are watching the graph for a minute, you can take the trade for a minute duration or 2 minutes duration. 2 to 3 minutes is something which I recommend, but again it also depends upon your area of expertise, especially for this. Okay, good momentum. Let's open up another trade. Okay, see, so this bar was pointing us in upward direction, that's why we took the trade in upward direction. And that too, we went way ahead with the 2 minutes. We'll also try this strategy for 1 minute duration. If we have 3 consecutive non-profitable trade, then especially in that situation, we'll go ahead with the higher time duration, because sometimes the market is very volatile. Now the time duration from 6 to 7, especially at 7 p.m. if you will see, US market will be opening up. And that's why you will see a lot of volatility happening in the financial market. At 7 p.m. major economic news event happens to be released at that very moment. And that's why the market volatility will be crazy high at that specific time. So be very sure when you are opening up the trade from 7:15, like 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after, it would be easier for you to wait for the volatility to subside and then take trade accordingly. Dear team, I'm reading all your comments. Make sure if you have any doubts regarding anything at all, I will love to help you out. I would love to discuss whatever your thoughts on the strategy, and we will try to work up with the different strategy altogether. Let me know if you like the strategy or not. Okay, let's try to change the asset one by one. Commodity composite index, let's see, do we have a signal in here for 5 minutes duration? We do not have any signal yet. Let's switch it to 1 minute duration once again and see whether the trade is pointing us in the correct direction or not. Make sure if it is a doji candle, continuous doji candles have happening to be here, so you have to be little skeptical while opening up the trade. Let's look at the trades which we have taken so far. Okay, so both of these trades seems to be profitable. The gold trade seems to be profitable, and it's the same thing with the Astro index. Yeah, they were good trades. The entry were good. Nice. Let's try to switch between assets once again, dear team. We'll start. If you'll see my account, we basically started from a very small amount. Now the candle is red. This one is pointing us in upward direction. Okay, let's do a risk-free trade because I believe a little market volatility is there. But okay, it's a risk-free trade, so even the trade is non-profitable, it will do no harm to us. But this is what you need to understand. Once you took the trade, you see the market momentum completed in the opposite direction. So the thing that you need to understand while using this trading strategy, especially on index, look at the support and resistance level. That's the first thing first. And we see the series of doji candles happening here, and that's why one of the reason we selected the risk-free trade, just in case if the trade went negative, and it was a good decision that we did. Let's change the asset once again. Okay, so no signal in here as of now on gold. Let's change the asset once again. Astro index. Okay, so look at the support and resistance level first. It's a resistance level. Nice. A green candle happening to be here, and a bar is pointing us in downward direction. So these two signals are contradicting each other. This is not a good signal to take a trade on. Let's skip the asset. Okay, this is an amazing variation. Let's look at, do we have any resistance level in here? It was in here. Let's look at the candle formation once again. A reverse doji candle formation happening to be here. We need to wait for it. Okay. Yeah, a partial resistance can be seen at this price level. We cannot be very certain about this. We need to wait for the next candle to be appearing. Okay, let's go ahead with the smallest amount possible. We'll go ahead with $5 in upward direction. This one is pointing us in upward direction. We'll went ahead with the 2 minutes duration once again. Okay, so let's look at our history of the trades. Nice, commodity composite index finally turned out to be profitable. That's amazing. Nice, nice. Okay, so we took 3 trades so far. 3 out of 3 trades are on the profitable front, not with the cricket index this time. Since we went with the smallest amount, there is nothing, any harm in this. See, dear traders, no trading strategy can be 100% accurate under any circumstances. Under any circumstances. Our objective is to get at least 60% accuracy. If you have at least 60% accuracy, that means we are on the profitable front. We need to have at least 60% accuracy while taking trades. If not, keep on changing the asset and try following martingale approach at the different time intervals. Okay, this one is pointing us in upward direction. The candle is red. Let's skip this. Let's select currency pairs. Okay, so 7 p.m. is about to strike. So we have to wait for it because there is a slim possibility that the candle can be either a higher one or the lower one. Let me see, do we have any major impactful news event releasing first today? Because approximately at 6-7, I believe there would be certain volatility in the market. This is absolutely according to the Indian Standard Time I'm talking about. So Canada unemployment rate, oh, we just missed it. I just forgot about it. Let me go ahead with CAD first. Rather than USD CAD, we'll switch to another pair. Let me see what the data was. CAD data turns out to be employment rate is on the higher side. That means CAD must be rising. Let me see, CAD JPY must be rising. It's amazing. Nice. Okay, let me see in fixed time trade. Do we have any assets available with the 80% accuracy? AUD CAD must be pushing itself into the downward direction. We could have able to catch the signal at the very moment around 7. The major market moment happened to be here only. If we could have caught the signal at the very right moment, because the employment change data turned out better for the Canadian dollar, and that's why there is a green candle happens to be on Canadian dollar if it is in the first side, that means on the base currency side, not on the quoted side. Okay, so let me check CAD on the first side. CAD JPY must be rising. It is indeed. We'll check CAD CHF must also be rising. It is indeed. Okay, nice. New Zealand CAD must be falling down. Correct. Now, what you have seen in the market right now is the impact of the economic news, and that's why I tell majority of my clients be very skeptical while taking trades when there are major economic news event happens. Exactly at 7 the market becomes very volatile, so all the currency pairs, not only one pair but all the currency pairs associated with it you can see a good amount of big candle available. The volatility candle should be there, especially if the asset contain Canadian dollar in it. Okay, let's look at the CAD once again. Okay, so the price correction is happening to be there. Let's look at our last trade. We haven't seen the trade which we have taken using the strategy. It's profitable once again, dear team. It was pointing us in downward direction. We took the trade for 2 minutes duration into the downward direction, and the trade was profitable. I'm not quite sure about the AUD CAD pair because it's just the market volatility, and the market is being very volatile right now. It just lost in trade. Okay. What you have seen is when the opening quote and closing quotes are equal, the amount has been basically refunded. That is one of the best update which our team has brought. This is a flat market protection is also there, just in case if the trade becomes on the non-profitable front or there is a 1 pip difference there, the amount will be refunded back to us. Okay, so we have a lot of comments in here. Mr. Ignition has been like sending a lot of text in here. Let's read their comment, what they are saying. Okay, sometimes the barcode gives signal in the few seconds and pull it out slowly. What does that mean? Because I face it a lot. Yeah, this you can see in extreme volatile situation, whatever the momentum the candle has gained, it basically because of the rejection happening in the same moment, the variation which it in fact it happened, if you'll see, this is the impact which you can see earlier has happened, Mr. Gidon. It pulls itself into the opposite direction. So yeah, it is the thing with the demarker oscillator, because if there are a lot of buyers and sellers happens to be there at the moment and the rejection is happening, so the volatility would be high at that moment. So we have to take a note of that as well. Okay, so green 100 down, that called margin down trade. Ignition, okay, say up down. So I'm not getting your comment. So you are talking about the asset that you want me to take a trade on? Is there any specific asset that you want me to take a trade on? Mr. Ramji said, hello sir, Hindi mein baat kare. Okay, I would love to speak in Hindi, but we have a special channel dedicated to all our Hindi users. It's Olymp Trade India. Go ahead on YouTube and search Olymp Trade India. And okay, so CAD JPY turns out to be profitable. Nice. Okay. If you'll see here, the candle was green. The barcode was actually pointing us in upward direction. That's why we took the trade in upward direction. We'll try to understand the potential of market under the different circumstances, and that's what we are doing right now. Let's try keep switching on the assets from one to another one. Let's look at the history of our trade. Are we working, or is everything working in our favor so far? So we started taking trades from these gold 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and 5, and one of the risk-free trade was negative. It was profitable. This was not non-profitable, so it's a tie trade. So we have only one negative trade so far, and this trading strategy seems to be working out for us. The expiration time which I have selected on this strategy is 2 minutes duration. Okay, we are watching the graph for a minute duration, and we are taking the trade for 2 minutes duration. In case if you will see there is a good market volatility, if the volatility is on the higher front, I would rather suggest you to go ahead with the higher time duration rather than the shorter one, because in the shorter time duration, okay, it's a good strong downtrend you will see. Have I seen the last resistance? I probably have missed it. Let's wait for it. Okay, so the support level is broken. The momentum is into the downward direction. Okay, was our last trade profitable? It's very close to the profitable state right now. Nice, it's also profitable for us. Good. We are able to attain 55% accuracy. This is a good thing. Let's try to switch between asset once again. I hope you are enjoying, dear team. I hope you are enjoying today's special webinar. The name of the strategy that we are using is the barcode strategy, and this strategy is for the clients who have advanced and expert status. It has been manually crafted in there. Let me show you once again. Go to A symbol and then strategies section, and you will see barcode strategy lying in here, right? After this, if you do not have any status like advanced or expert status, higher status, I'll tell you how to craft this trading strategy manually. Let me remove everything from my screen. Now, what you need to do is to make some tweaks or changes in the existing oscillator. I'll tell you the name of the oscillator. You go to this technical analysis symbol, right? Go to oscillators, scroll it down, and you will see demarker oscillator, right? You click on the demarker oscillator. As soon as you click on the demarker oscillator, the existing period, that means the variation which it has been checking, is from last 14 candles, correct? So let me just close it. See the variation. Now it is showing us the variation in a 3 different percentage, but this is not what we require right now. So we'll make some changes or tweaks in this oscillator. You click on the oscillator once again. Here, the default period, that means the candle which it has been checking, is 14 candles. So instead of that, we'll go ahead with just one candle. Okay, now although I have selected one, but the variation is very erratic. That means it's very difficult to understand. So under this circumstance, let me use another risk-free trade. Under this existing situation, what we will do, we'll click on once again on the A symbol, and here instead of you click on this green pop-up option, click in here. You see there will be a bar option visible. These are the demarker oscillator variation which can be seen in terms of bars. You click in here and you press on this exit option, and the strategy will be ready. This is how we basically craft demarker or the barcode strategy. Okay. We also took a trade on the composite index. We'll see how it goes. We took the trade for 2 minutes duration. Alright, so the variation seems to be on the profitable front. Okay. If the trade seems to be negative, we will try to recover this trade, dear team. Do not worry about it at all. But I believe it can be profitable. It should be profitable based on the analysis we made. But anything can happen in the financial market. We'll wait for the trade to close, and we'll try to open a few new trades based on the strategy. So the name of the strategy once again, dear team, is the barcode strategy. It's a barcode strategy. It's one of my favorite and the shorter duration trade which can be used. Alright, let's change from one asset to another. Yeah, for Asia Composite Index, it's a very strong downtrend which we can see. Let me look out for the confirmation whether it's a support level or the resistance level. Let me go ahead with check the candle for 5 minutes duration. It's broken all its record. We can go ahead with almost 12 minutes or something with $10 in downward direction. Now since we are watching the graph for 5 minutes duration, what you can see is the bar pointing us in downward direction. Since we are watching the graph for 5 minutes duration, and that's why the expiration time I have selected for a couple of candles, which is 10 to 15 minutes duration. Okay. Alright, let's look at the history of our trade. Dear team, let me know if you can see my screen. If you have doubt regarding anything at all, please let me know in the chat section. I would love to read your comments, but as of now, we are looking out for some good entry points. For all the news traders, my name is Akash Malhotra and I'm your financial analyst for today's webinar. Okay, let's check the graph for a minute duration and see why there is a very strong downtrend happening in here. Okay, it took the support of this. We'll just reduce the time duration to once again a minute duration. And let's watch the candle movement right now. It's a support level which you can see. And is it pointing us in upward direction? No, it doesn't. It is not. It is not. Let's wait for the next candle to appear in here. If we have bars pointing in that specific direction, we'll take a trade accordingly. It's pointing us in downward direction, but the candle is green. Okay, now it's pointing us in upward direction. Let's reduce the volume. Okay. We should have increased the trading duration to 2 minutes duration. That would have given the enough time for the asset to settle down at that price level. Anyways, we'll again try to recover these funds using martingale approach. Doji candle, a lot of doji candle, it's a big red sign to do not trade at all. Okay, we'll not take a trade, we'll skip the asset, we'll try different assets altogether. It's a strong downtrend. I majority of the time wait for the candles like these, because these especially happens in index and they are a strong indication of the trend, and that's why we took the trade into the same direction. Since we have given 2 minutes, let's wait for the asset to settle down, because it is also supported the last resistance level. So there is a good probability that the trend can follow into the downward direction for this. Is it following? Very closely following, but we still have 2 more minutes left. Let's wait for it. Dear team, it's lovely to meet you. I'm really exciting today's webinar, and I hope you are enjoying it too. The name of the strategy is barcode strategy, and we are basically trying to maximize our profitable. Okay, it's pointing in some upward direction. Let's use another history trade for $5 upward direction. This time the duration which I have selected is just a minute. Okay, we do not have any resistance level, support or resistance level. Let's wait. We will have some more market updates coming up, aligned up for us. Okay, let's change the asset once again. Euro USD is recovering. That's amazing. That means the price of USD must be tumbling down. That too is an inclination that gold must be increasing. Let's just check it. Is it on the green candle on the gold? Yes, it's a green candle on gold. Nice. Let's check this asset on FTT. Okay, nice. Let's look at our history of the trades. We did took a couple of trades in here. So cricket index trade, it's again profitable. I believe today is my lucky day. There are a lot of profitable trades happening, and probably the strategy is working way better than what we have anticipated as of now. So yeah, let's count how many trade we did took it for today. One, two. Okay, so let's count how many profitable trades we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We basically started from gold. So 8 profitable trade we have, out of which 1 is negative, 2 is negative. Okay, so 8:2 ratio is an amazing. Nice. We do have a very good accuracy using this strategy. Nice. So this trading strategy is working out for us, guys. Let me know your comments, your thought about the strategy. Asia Composite Index, we did took a trade on this one, but on the higher front. We basically went with the higher time duration. We wait for the asset to settle down once again. I hope you guys are enjoying today's special webinar. I'm very thrilled to see you once again. If you have any question regarding anything at all, I'll be your financial analyst, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions and doubts. Let's go through your comments once again. Please explain again, if possible, this barcode strategy. Okay, so Amanji, barcode strategy is a demarker oscillator, first of all, right? See this demarker oscillator. You will see 3% level, 50%, 70%, and 30%. Okay. Now, if it is because since it has broken the lost support level, no, so there is a good probability that the trend continuation can happen on this one. Okay, what do you think? Shall we take a trade in downward direction? The next candle formation happened to be here, and there is no signal. We shouldn't take a trade. Okay. So Amanji, let me just go ahead with the strategy once again. So the name of the strategy is barcode. Here we are using demarker oscillator. If this bar is pointing in upward direction, that means it's an upward trend. Here, if the bar is pointing in downward direction, there is a down trend. But be very careful using this strategy for smaller or shorter time duration. So the thing that we are doing here is we are using this trading strategy with support and resistance. Okay. Now see, it's very close to the support level. Even though it is pointing us in downward direction, we will be very skeptical about this. So what we are waiting for this? So we are waiting for, if it breaks this level, then only we'll take a trade, even though it is showing us the signal in here. The second one is, if it is pointing in upward direction, that means demarker oscillator has a very good strength in upward direction. Candle strength can be increasing, so that could be a very good opportunity. Let's go ahead and try to analyze the market once again. Let's look at the history of the trades which has been happening so far. Okay, so majority of the trades in here are on the profitable front. That's good. So we are having around accuracy of 80% using this trading strategy starting from the stream. If you have seen, it's lovely to meet you first of all, and I hope you learned something new for today. It's a barcode strategy. In the next week, we'll be talking about one of the simplest way of understanding market using non-farm payroll, and I'll be coming ahead with another trading strategy. So we'll try in the financial market and try to maximize our potential on that. It's lovely to meet you once again, dear team. Thank you very much for your valuable time, and I'm very happy to see you once again. I wish you the best week ahead, and keep a very closer look on the gold. We will have some good opportunities in there. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day ahead, and good luck in trading. It's me, Akash Malhotra, signing off for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.